So if you're new here or have watched me for quite some time, it's no secret that I dislike Tommy Robinson. I've said in a few videos that he's a very disingenuous person that's trying to cause division and hate in the UK for a much more sinister reason. However, a lot of people were calling me crazy. They said that I didn't know what I was talking about and I'm not seeing it from Tommy Robinson's perspective. Well, I didn't have to do the digging. He exposed himself on many occasions. And I hope that this video further goes forward to help people understand that this man purely wants people to hate each other for a more demonic and weird reason. And we're going to address it. I know Tommy Robinson's fans are still going to come and defend him. I'm not talking to you. But to those of you who are confused, to those of you who are scared, to those of you who are wondering what the heck is going on, well, in this video, we're going to address that. Let's get into it. So if you've watched a few videos, it's fine. I don't even need you to watch them. I'm just going to explain what's been happening in the UK. For the past few weeks, there's been a lot of divide in the UK. There's been this thing called the Unite the Kingdom protest happened recently. And the purpose of that protest was in response to the UK's feeling of their culture being taken away by Muslim immigrants or people in general. UK people that are on this side of the protest were scared because they felt that they're being pushed out in favor of the Muslim ideology. On top of that, they were scared of border control not being exactly the greatest in the UK, in the sense that there's immigrants coming in, which isn't a bad thing, but there also isn't a consideration for extremist immigrants from the Muslim ideology coming in. So there's a lot of fear and a lot of propaganda being pushed out, which some could say it's a valid reason for them to be concerned. However, there are also racists in this camp as well who are using this as an opportunity to attack Muslim people. And as we've seen across the news for a few days now, there's been a lot of attacks on Muslim people, a lot of targets at immigrant people. And it's unfair because the actions of a few bad people shouldn't represent the actions of a bunch of people. But this is the situation we're in right now. And the person who's leading this charge is Tommy Robinson. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I've always said that Tommy Robinson is a very disingenuous man. And one thing that people need to understand about Tommy Robinson is that he claims that he's for the British people first. He claims that he's for his country first. But I want you guys to deep the shift in his objective in this whole thing. Like I said before, he's the leader. And at first, he led this angry group of people and this upset and concerned and scared group of people in the United Kingdom protest. He led them into the idea that, oh, they have to fight for their country because the Muslims are coming in and the immigrants and this, that, and the third.
For the last 20 years, there has been a globalist revolution. They have attacked the family, they've attacked Christianity, they've opened the borders, they've flooded our nations. We are the start of a counter-revolution. They took Epping community to court, and they said in court that the rights of migrants, undocumented migrants that we know nothing about, supersede the rights of the local community. They told the world that Somalians, Afghanis, Pakistanis, and all of them, their rights supersede yours, the British public, the people that built this nation, the people whose families have sacrificed for this nation.
Unify Britain and everyone that's proud to be British, we have a problem. It needs to be spoken about. It needs to be stopped. The aggression and the hostility from the Islamic community, it's a massive issue to Great Britain, and we see our core identity and the safety of our nation in danger. Britain is divided. It's already divided. And it's not divided through racial lines. It's not divided between the Sikhs, the Hindus, the Jews. It's not divided by any of them. It's divided by Islam and the rest of the UK. That's it. We have Islamic ghettos that have not integrated, not assimilated.
And the government isn't putting the British citizens first. That's what it started off as. But now, from what Tommy Robinson has posted, all of a sudden, this whole thing isn't even about the UK anymore. It's now about Israel versus Palestine. You've seen Tommy Robinson go to Israel recently and he interviewed a few people. That's a very crazy things to say about the UK. I'm going to put them in the video here.
UK has got a special place in my heart because on the one hand, they really helped give birth to the Jewish state in World War I. The Balfour Declaration, the San Remo Accords, the mandate for a Jewish Palestine. The UK was at the forefront of that. And then they turned on us.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They turned on us, man. And therefore they have a special place in hell for turning on the Jewish people. You were like doing this great thing. You were helping Israel be reborn after 2,000 years of exile, and it was, you know, it was a biblical value. It was also a defense for a UK value, but it all turned on us. Can we turn it back?
Can we turn it back? The British government have just turned on Israel. But
they've been turning on us for a long time.
Yeah, but when we say they, it's the British government. So let's separate the people from the establishment. The establishment have turned. It's like when the American establishment were in power under Joe Biden. The American people didn't support that. The British public don't support what the British government have just done. If it was put to a democratic vote on whether the British public wished to recognise the state of Palestine, it would be a resounding no. Yeah, it would be a resounding no. So the people haven't turned on Israel. The people haven't turned on Jews. The left-wing establishment have turned because they're appeasing their bloc vote and they're appeasing their future vote.
I love how Tommy Robinson speaks for me and us UK civilians, because he is completely right. We are so for children dying and being blown to bits and their body parts being scattered everywhere. Us as the British people were also so proud of the fact that IDF soldiers are taking pleasure in killing kids and laughing about it and calling them less than dirt animals or something like that. We're also for civilians being consistently. You know, they get kidnapped and they get taken advantage of. We're also for families being starved and separated. And of course, us as the British people are also for them dying of thirst on a consistent daily basis. Oh, you're not for those things? Because that's exactly what he's saying us the British people are for. You see, they keep trying to boil this whole situation down to simply the Israelis deserve a land and stuff like that, right? They keep trying to boil it down to a simple conflict of land, and we seem to be forgetting the most obvious and most important thing. These are human beings being destroyed, being killed, being the most ungodly things are happening to these human beings simply because we deserve this piece of land. At what point you as a human being look at this and be like, oh, these guys aren't even just evil, they're demons? Because they are. That's exactly what they are. But he keeps trying to paint this picture. He's trying to brainwash you to hate all these immigrants and all these Muslim people that are being attacked in Palestine, or that are coming here because they are fleeing from a war-torn country. You don't want them to have a land. But at the same time, if they run over here to our country, right, you don't like that either. Where the hell are they meant to go then? I don't understand. It's just bizarre to me, to be honest.
All the world. Why do you think Egypt, the Gulf nations, why do you think all these Muslim countries that are part of the Ummah, why do you think none of them take Palestinian refugees?
They shouldn't. Oh my God, if they do. They shouldn't. Why they should take them?
Why should we take them in England? Because we have to take them. Europe's taking them. Why should we take them?
No, don't take them. They should stay here. They should stay here. They shouldn't be refugees. They shouldn't be refugees. Let's go back.
Okay.
Why they should be refugees when they have their own land? Why? Why they come and kick you out from London? Why? Who have the right to kick you out from London?
We're being kicked out of London as English people.
If you're Irish,
do you know the English population of London is now 33%?
I know, you have many foreigners. I know that. Believe me, I listen to news more than I listen to my daughter. I swear to God. Okay. But if we want to be real human being, we have to understand the other side. I should feel his pain. I can't.
Now, a lot of people may see this and think, what's the big deal with this? Well, if we look back at Tommy Robinson's old clips, he's always been a Zionist.
I notice you're wearing a shirt or a button that says "I'm a Zionist." What does a Zionist mean to you? What is a Zionist?
Well, a Zionist is someone who believes in a homeland for Jewish people.
I believe. My definition, when I've looked at that in the dictionary, is Israel first.
It means Israel first.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
you know, there is a negative connotation in a lot of realms about Zionism, and since it does denote that it is Israel first, can you possibly serve two masters? Meaning, can you serve England and Israel at the same time?
This extremism. So I'm very happy to meet the devil.
Shalom.
Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah? If there was a war tomorrow, which there will be, because I'll probably start at the end of the session. If there was a war and it kicked off, I would be there on the front line fighting for Israel.
Now, I want to start off this section of the video by perfectly making this clear. I have nothing against Israelis. I have nothing against Jewish people. Despite all the things that are popular on the media, I do think that there are still good Jewish people and good Israelis out there. Why do I think this? Because there's a lot of video proof showing that there's a difference between Israelis and Zionists.
So what brings you here today? To support Palestinian rights. We as Jews are embarrassed what's happening there in the state of Israel, in the Jewish name. And what's your message to the people of Palestine? They shouldn't give up the struggle. They should continue to fight and not give up the struggle against the state of Israel, because by the end, Palestine will be free, because this is truth, will succeed by the end. What's your message to the people of Palestine?
They should know. We feel very shame what's going on there, especially they're doing everything in our name. In the name of Jews, in the name of the Torah, in the name of God. It's so shameful. We are with you. You have to know. The Zionists are strong. We are weak. But God is on our side. At the end of the day, the Palestinian flag will be on all Palestine, from the river to the sea.
Jews who are true to the Torah around the world have always been opposed to Zionism, to the state of Israel, because it's antithetical to our belief to have a Jewish state at all. Now that the state of Israel has been created in 1948 in Palestine by occupying another people's land, oppressing the entire people, and the continuation of killing and stealing the land is in total violation of not only human rights violations and international norms, but it also goes against the very basics of Jewish belief. So we are out here to stand in sympathy with the people who suffer in Palestine, and to say that everything that Israel does to the Palestinians is illegitimate, goes against the Jewish religion. The only solution is to bring hopefully a peaceful dismantlement to the state of Israel, which is the obstacle to peace, because prior to the creation of the state of Israel there was peace in Palestine.
And I will make a video talking about that specifically. But no anti-Semitism is going to be accepted in this channel. We love all people here. We try to respect and care for each other. At the end of the day, I want to inspire all the people to follow Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to do that by hating a specific group of people just because some people make them look bad. I have to put a disclaimer out there because some of you need to wake up to what's happening right before your eyes. For you Tommy Robinson fans out there, I want to ask you a very simple question, right? Tommy Robinson is a Zionist, right? That's what he is. It's obvious that's what he is. He said that's what he is many times. The Zionist people are bombing these countries, all for the name of, it was promised to us as our land 3,000 years ago. They're bombing these nations. And as a result, these people need to seek asylum, whether it be in our country or other countries. They are looking for a place to stay. So my question to you then is this, right? How can you support Tommy Robinson when he's bombing their home, forcing them to be illegal immigrants, and then at that same breath, be angry that the illegal immigrants are coming to this country? It doesn't make any sense. The person who is the origin of this problem is Tommy Robinson and all those other Zionists. They are the origin of the problem. You keep asking why they have to come to our country, right? I'm not against illegal immigration. I feel like we are all people. We should all lend a helping hand. If you say you are a Christian anyways, or if you're just a caring human being. But how can you support Tommy Robinson when him and his party are the reason why they are running to other countries? You keep saying go back to your own country. They can't go back. They're going to get unalived. They are the reason for this. So how can you support a man who is for this and then angry at the consequence of his actions? And all the other people that are involved. Think about this, which leans into further the theme of this video. And that theme is deception, manipulation, and lies. Tommy Robinson purposely, like I said in those videos, purposely wants UK people to be angry and upset at immigrants and Muslims. However, it's not because he wants to protect the UK from all of this. It's because he wants to make room for new management. A lot of people are sat here thinking that, oh, well, the Muslims gotta go and this, that, and the third. But in that happening, the Muslims going, he wants to make room for the British people to now accommodate the Israelis and be a Zionist nation. And obviously, we know why being a Zionist nation is just not a good thing, considering the fact what's happening in Palestine. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with having Israelis in the UK and stuff like that. But notice the vile things the Zionists have to say about the UK citizens and the UK country, meaning that if you support Israelis, you're not allowed to support the Muslims that live here, which means that the Muslim workers in the UK have to go. It means like the Muslim people or the immigrants that come in aren't allowed to be here because they're not of Jewish order. It means that the people who were born in the UK from Muslim Asian descent can't be here because the Israelis think there's a special place in hell for them for choosing Palestine. What people don't understand is that if Tommy Robinson manages to convince a lot of people to be a Zionist nation, what's going to end up happening is there's going to be bad things for people of the Muslim ideology. And to a point where you can't even come and defend or say anything about the Muslim because you will be prosecuted because of X, Y, and Z reasons. Tommy Robinson has never cared about the UK. He's only cared about Israel. You have to understand that. I'm going to hold you on and say that one more time. Tommy Robinson has never cared about the UK. All he cares about is getting rid of Islam and Muslim people to make room for Israeli Zionist nation. That's what he cares about. So when he says the UK people should be put first, he doesn't mean they should be put first. He means the Zionists should be put first and then the UK people. Notice how he's speaking in the interviews. Oh, the UK is for, the Jewish people and stuff like that and blah, 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 blah. And if I so, like, we are for Jewish people. We are for everybody living here. But what would make the sense of having a nation that's for everyone except Muslim people? Do you get what I'm trying to say? A lot of people who have said free Palestine have not been against Jewish people. We're against Zionists. So there's an option there. But when Ye comes in with the Zionist thing and the UK recognizing Palestine as a state, which, by the way, is a genocide that's going on right now, all of a sudden that's a cardinal sin. And because the UK recognizes Palestine as a state, anything that happens to us deserves to be put in the boiler room of hell, because we recognize that children are dying, because we recognize that people are suffering, innocent people are being destroyed, whether it be by Hamas or whether it be by Zionist people. We're not for that. And because we're for that, we have to go to hell. And if we want to stop being in hell, then we have to push away Palestine. What type of world, what kind of juju lulu magic is this? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Tommy Robinson is a Zionist. Tommy Robinson is not thinking of the UK people. He does not. As much as he preaches that he is, or he's the one fighting for and stuff like that, he is funded and bought with the price. And you have to wake up and realize before something crazy happens. Now, I think a lot of people in the UK are smart enough to not fall for this, but there's still a crowd of people who are brainwashed by Tommy Robinson. And that's not because necessarily that they're stupid. It's because they are in fear. And when people are in fear, they follow a leader that seems to give them a solution to the problem, when really they could be using it for a much more sinister reason. This is just not on. This is just not ethical. This is just not right. Where's the sympathy for the loads of people that are dying outside? Notice how it went from the UK people, and all of a sudden the conversation is Israel versus Palestine. And all of a sudden, Tommy speaks for all the British people when he says that, no, the government is for Palestine, but the UK people aren't for Palestine. We're for Israel. What? Who said that? What? You speak for us now? It's so wrong for us to be against a genocide? What? You guys need to be smart enough to deep the play. Because if you're not smart enough to deep the play, you'll be manipulated, you'll be destroyed, you'll be lied to, you'll be deceived. This man is not a man that people should follow. There are ways to get the solution you want, but not this way. I encourage you to look deeper into these characters and these political figures and these public speakers, because a lot of them are here for much more sinister reasons. And the sinister reason we can see here is if the UK people wants to be, liked by the Israelis, you have to want the Palestinians to die. You have to want for Muslim people to die. That's crazy. That is just crazy. Man or woman watching this, I say this from the depths of my heart. Do not let this man or anyone take away your sympathy and your empathy for other human beings. Do not. We will see in the news about Jewish people doing bad things. We will see in the news of Muslim people doing bad things. We will see in the news of Christian people doing bad things, white people doing bad things, black people doing bad things. We will see all of that in the news. So the BBC is putting out, immigrant Muslim doing this. We will see immigrants do bad things. But they will never speak this loudly about the white people that are doing the same atrocities. They'll never speak about the white people in the UK that are gang assaulting minors or women in general, killing their ex-partners, killing their wives, killing all of these women that you say that you guys care about, the women and the children. Your own white men are doing it. Why is there more outrage for the immigrants doing it? Which there should be outrage. I'm not saying there shouldn't. But why isn't there the same outrage for the white people? Are we against the immigrants or are we against the moral crime? Which one is it?
I am a victim of grooming. I was groomed when I was 11 years old. And I am disgusted with all of you here. I'm disgusted with all of you because it was not an immigrant. It was multiple
Let me even get factual with you guys, because if you look at these statistics posted by the UK government, gov.uk, I'll put the link in my bio, go check them for yourselves. What do you see in these statistics? White people commit way more crimes, whether it be homicide or petty theft or whatever it is. White people are dominant in these criminal activities. Yet, you guys are focused on the immigrants, the small amount of immigrants that misrepresent all the other immigrants. You're focused on them being the problem when it's your own people that are the problem. I'm not making this a race thing, but I'm just saying, if you guys really cared about this problem, you'd have been addressing it for all races. You're only focusing on the minorities. It doesn't make sense. The only statistic that can be used to spin a narrative is the fact that black people get more arrests. I wonder why, but hey, we're going to get into that a different day. But clearly, when we look at the statistics, it's white people who have been the convicted suspects of murders and rapes in the UK, whereas black people simply got arrested, probably due to racial profiling, but that's not the topic for this video. Let us remember, please, and this I'm begging you, let us remember the good people, the good majority in these groups, the good majority in white people, black people, Jewish people, Muslim people, immigrants, all types of people. If they take away your empathy, they can control you. If they take away your empathy, your care for another human being's life, they will be able to control you. And I say this because the situation in the UK is so heartbreaking to see, that there are people fleeing from countries that are war-torn, coming to the UK for help and aid. And us as some people in the UK, they don't have a heart to want to accommodate these people that are scared, that run away from death, that are running away from situations that could get their children or babies destroyed. Because one bad immigrant or a few bad immigrants did something. This is how they get us to hate each other. What do you think the media is for? Immigrants stabbed an innocent white person at work. White person did this to an innocent black person going down the street. Black person robbed this and this, down and third, and blah, 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 blah. Why do you think they do that? It becomes a focus on the race rather than the crime. And when they focus on the race and then sprinkle the crime on the side, the division starts. Because now we see these criminals, these bad people as representatives. And that's how we get manipulated and hate each other every single time. I was disgusted to see the comments in my last video of a Sikh woman getting raped. And all people could think of or bring to me was, but this immigrant did this and that immigrant did that. But what are majority of immigrants doing? What a majority of Jewish people do? What a majority of all these people doing? Do you understand? This is what they do. This is how they manipulate us. The evil, toxic people that believe that there's a superior person to another. They get us to hate each other so that we can feed into their narrative. And what's happening in the UK is they are highlighting bad immigrants. They won't comment on planes that land safely, though. They won't comment on immigrants doing good, though. They won't comment on that. They only comment on the bad things that happen, anti-immigrant person. And it's in your face and you keep falling for it. And if Tommy Robinson and the media get you to hate Muslim people or immigrant people, this is how he controls you. This is what his Twitter page is about. His Twitter page only highlights immigrant person did this, Muslim person did this person did that person did this. He will never comment on what white people are doing, though. The people that are on his side are doing, though, because it's a narrative game for him. He needs you to hate immigrants and Muslims. Look on his page. Every single day, that man is relentless in commenting on what immigrants do. And yes, you should report on bad crimes that are happening. You should report on bad crimes that are happening. But don't feed into these narratives to spin something in a way that's going to be spun for a bad reason. When he does these things, or when the media does these things, when they say all these specific things that this group of people are doing, it charges you up. It makes you believe that the problem is with the whole group of people, which is impossible. I don't say this out of anger. I say this out of love. Do not let them manipulate you. Don't let them manipulate you. They will tell you all the bad things that a certain group of people have done. But I think us as humans have taken away the simple fact that we are against injustice, period. Regardless of your race, white, black, Asian, whoever you are, we are for justice. We are against any atrocities or any abominations and any criminal activities. We're against that. But what they're doing now is manipulating us to make it a race thing. It's now come to a point where people are against the race rather than the actual crime. When I made that video about the Sikh woman the other day, I had a lot of time to think, because when I could read the comments, it was so deep that I even forgot that I highlighted that someone got raped because of this whole thing. Because all people could say to you was, well, this immigrant raped this person, so, well, you know, this person did that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even about just we're against that point blank period. It's we're against immigrants doing it. What are we doing right now? What is becoming the human race right now? Do you understand? They will take away your empathy for another human life by highlighting what a specific group of people are doing. And they will paint it as if the majority of them are like that. And then they'll get you to hate those people so much to the point where you want a solution to get rid of them. And that's where Tommy Robinson comes in. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got you charged up now. He's got you angry right now. And you'll be out so angry to the point that you won't even realize why he really wants to make you angry. Now, in this video, we're talking about Tommy Robinson specifically targeting Muslims and immigrants for a much more sinister and demonic reason. But I just want you guys to be aware that there's more Tommy Robinsons out there. There's more people out there that are trying to paint different groups of people in a certain type of way to divide us further, whether it be men, women, black people, white people, Muslims, immigrants, Jews, whoever it is. There's always someone who's targeting a group of people, and they'll highlight the bad few in those groups. But to that, whenever you find yourself being manipulated or having strong feelings towards a certain group of people because of the media you've seen, whatever you've heard, and X, Y, and Z, or heck, even your personal experience, I want you to remember the everyday person, the everyday Muslim man, the everyday black person, the everyday white person that just wants to do their job at your workplace and go home to provide for their family. I want you to think about the different types of people that you see in the hospital that have different cultures and different colors and things of that nature. People at the hospital that need medical help. Heck, the people that are in the hospitals that are doctors and nurses of different ethnic backgrounds that are there to help each and every other person. I want you to think about the schools that your children go to, or the schools that you went to, with different types of cultures and races inside those places. You know, you've seen all of these different children. And at the time, that kind of stuff, that racism, that, you know, hating of a different person because of what they do, X, Y, and Z, that wasn't a culture. You just played around with them and just did your thing. I want you to think about the people that are consistently going out there, that are giving to charity, or heck, even the people that are doing others right on X, Y, and Z. Remember the everyday man. Remember the people that are around you. Remember the people you see on public transport of different colors and religious backgrounds that just want to do their part in their life and have the same issues as you. They want to provide for their family. They want to do things like that. Don't let these narratives convince you that the people you've seen are evil. We are human beings, and each of our lives are equal. And this is coming from a Christian man. All I want to do is love everybody. And that's what everybody should do. Love and care for one another. That's the best that we can do. And we have these evil people spinning these narratives. It can be hard to do that. But you got to block it out and think of the everyday person. But what do you think? Does this man speak for you as a UK citizen? Does this man speak for your care and empathy for the Palestinians? Does he speak for you? Or will you decide to speak for yourself? I encourage you to use that big, beautiful brain of yours and wake up. With that being said, God bless. Take care. I'll see you guys next video.